Man, so, like, I'm in my office, and I've been having, like, these tremor shakes all day, and then all of a sudden I get really worse, and I can barely walk, and I feel real sick, I start coughing up, and I go out the front door of the hallway. As I pass by, there's this horrendous chemical smell. My gosh. And, I mean, just really futile. And I'm like, not again. I've asked them several times to please let us know back there if they're going to spray something, you know, but no. And so I went up to the front office and I saw the guy up there. I feel like crap. And I said, the offices smell really, really bad. I said, it's making me shake. And he said, oh, I just sprayed some oil back there. He says, I'll clean it up. Man, I went back there and it is so strong. And I really don't have good sense of smell. I taste it through my mouth. That's the worst problem. Um, so I go and I open the window up and I'm running the fan to try to bring the air in. And I'm getting worse and I'm like choking up and stuff. I'm like, man, I mean, why on earth are you spraying stuff and not telling us back there? And if it was oil, I'd make you bet it smelled like poison. If it was oil, it might have been, I forget what you call that oil. It's like a rust reliever or whatever or something. And it's real strong. But you don't want to spray that stuff indoors or around other people or make them breathe it. I mean, all you gotta do is read the warnings. And if you're gonna spray a truckload of that stuff inside a building with people, you need to let the people know and ventilate. Um, Hell, I've been in the front office before where he sprayed the whole entire front office with poison for the bugs, and he was just sitting there doing bookwork, and I'm like, man, this dude's brains must be fried by now. God. So I'm not even gonna. I haven't even eaten 2 days, so I had ordered some food. Um, Somebody loaned me some money, so I ordered some food, and I was gonna go pick it up. And anyway, but I can't even go back to my office to eat it, so I have to sit here in the heat. Ugh, man, I feel terrible. I am not kidding you. But they're they're having problems down with the alarm system to where. Well, I talked to her the other day. I'm like, is that the refrigerator banging around again? And yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've got I can't afford to go to urgent care. I don't have insurance. And I really don't have any money. I've got bills due right now, and I need a tire. And I didn't get to work last few days. I got this extra side job thing, and so I'm like on call. And I even went by there this morning and asked if I could work, and they were like, no. And so I called the district office that routes the jobs and stuff this morning, because for some reason I'm having trouble getting security clearance, and that should be interesting. So I've never had that problem before. So anyway, because this other company wants me real bad, but I have to make the clearance first, which is really strange because I've always been able to make security clearance, high security clearance, everything. So anyway, uh, um, they kept sending me like heavy duty construction jobs, lift over 100 pounds, move freezers, unload tractor trailers, and I'm like, why do you keep sending me stuff like this? Anyway, the one company that I worked for last week, I got a day in over there, and I put in all the hours that I could till they closed, till like 10 o'clock at night. No lunch. They didn't even tell me I had a free lunch that's paid for 30 minutes. until about 7:30, and it was like, I'll just take some small breaks in between. Forget it. So, because we were slammed, and so I was moving cars out of the Air Force Base, and so anyway, but I ended up helping them with some other work, and it was hard work in the heat. Oh my gosh! But they gave me really good ratings, so that was cool. And I get paid by the day, which is neat. So um, I get to work tomorrow. Yay! I sent a thing this morning, and I said, hell yeah, I'll take it. So I get to work tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited about that because I got $1,000 worth of bills to make before the first, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. I did get one sale today on eBay, very small sale. Already packed it up and shipped it out just like right after I got the order. Because they count it down by the minute on your ratings and stuff, so you got to pack it up and ship it. eBay's changed a lot. A lot. It's really hard work on eBay. You can't just list a couple things and walk away from it because you won't sell unless it's really popular stuff. You gotta list every day. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. And I'm price changing every day. I mean, to where I'm going bankrupt. Just selling stuff for whatever I can, and it's not selling. Oh, got like 500 listings now. So I got to list every day. I got tons of stuff to list. It just takes a lot of work. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna sit out here in the air. I still feel like hell. Whew. Man, I was like coughing up as I was going to my car. That's how bad it was. Why they can't have the decency to tell you? I just don't know. Other than that, it's a lovely day in the neighborhood. It's been wanting to try to rain all day. Like looking like a 5-minute car wash rain, but it hasn't come. And then I think, last I looked, tomorrow and the next day is supposed to be 100. Hopefully that'll change it here because I'm going to be working out in it. Which is not a good thing, but I got to do what I got to do. If I can keep this side gig, even if I work, 12 days a month, I can cover all my rental bills for the office and the storages. I got a friend of mine that's renting a place for $900, oddly enough. He gets that employee discount, but he's going to be moving another one. It's like $1,200 for a 2-bedroom. That's like unheard of here. It's been staying in the 2000s since all the tourists bought a bunch of property here. I really don't want to live here though. Not now. But if I can get ahead a little bit and get some money together, and I can get a place to live somewhere. Because this boondocking thing is for the birds. I hate it. And it's just a horrible way to live. The worst part is not being able to get a tire. I'm just not used to all that. So, other than that, but it is a pretty day. I mean, it's been a blessed day so far. I got a sale on eBay. Got something to eat. Got a little bit of gas in the car. Yeah. It just stays on walk. Other than that, that's kind of about it. I hope I get some more sales today. It would be awesome. Yeah, I got a giant cold beverage here. I got a nacho thing from Taco Town. Which was really cool. And so on top of it, they screwed up an order like months ago. It made me mad. They charged me like double on accident. And so like I paid like $10. I was so fried and I called them. Yeah, that's great. And it tastes good. It's all fresh. It's a place called Taco Town and it's a franchise. If you have one near you, you need to check it out. The food is incredible. And it's brand new fresh and they make it right there. Like if you order it, it takes 5 minutes for it to be ready. So I just call it in and I go down and pick it up. Because that place stays pretty busy. I mean, you go in there and there'll be like 12 people in line. And they have lots of tables and stuff so you can eat there, but it's a real small place. So I prefer not to be inside in a lot of places, even with the pandemic. So I just take it to go all the time. I love all the people that work there; they're adorable. But yeah, and so I mean, it was like 3 or 4 months ago, and I had the receipt on my computer for months, and it's somewhere buried in piled papers now. And thank you for the thumbs up. And so I when I went in today, they said, well, I told them on the phone, I said, um, if you guys want to figure out the credit towards my meal, I'll just pay the difference today if you can. If not, I'll just pay it in full. She goes, I'll talk to the manager. And I said, okay. And so when I got there, they didn't want to charge me. So I tipped them $1. And they didn't even want to take that. I said, no, please, because, I totally expected to pay something. So that was cool. I'll start going there more often when I have the money because it's really cheap. I mean, they have specials every day for like $4. And this, what I'm eating right now, is like, I think it's like $4.60 or something like that. It was huge. So I'll eat part of this and I'll put it in my little fridge in my office. Have some like the next day. Well, tomorrow's gonna be tough because I don't know how many hours I'll be working. Hopefully I can make it through and lock down a ton of hours. That would be really awesome. I need to move up. Bad. I was so mad when my buddy told me the other day they're paying like $900 at one place and they're gonna go to a 2-bedroom for like $1,200. And I'm sitting there paying $1,000 a month for 2 storages in an office and a parking space. My oh my. I am really surprised it's not too hot. In my office, it was hot outside. As I kept going outside. Because that chemical is so strong back there. Ugh. I hope this fresh air gets me better quick. Well, these people's food is amazing. Really, it is. If you're really want to get fancy, you can order extra stuff to put on it, like chicken or steak or whatever. And it's all good, I'm telling you. I've had one with steak before. Added to it. And they just pile it on. It's pretty cool. You definitely got to check it out. At Taco Town, they got franchises, so see if there's one near you. And you will be very impressed. It is ultra fresh, dirt cheap. The Mexican restaurants can't even compete with this. No lie. They'd be selling you this for like $12. And they have a special today, and then they got some other specials they do, like, you know, two-person kind of special. That's usually around like $10, and I give you all kinds of stuff. Just look it up online, and that you can see their menu and stuff online. This one's an independent-owned franchise, so they pay to use the name. And the guy's not very old that has it. I've talked to him a couple times. It's really nice. Woo! I feel yucky poo, like dizzy. Man, I'm so hungry. I still think it might rain for a little bit. It doesn't feel real humid. It just looks kind of murky up in the sky. But that's, you know, Florida for you. It's tropical. So, you never know what the weather's going to be. I was talking to somebody on YouTube today that commented on a vlog about, you don't know about hurricanes and storms in Florida and da 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 da. I was like, whoa, excuse me? And I was like, I am in Florida. I've worked here for years all over Florida. I used to work Tampa a lot. I loved going down to Tampa. I got some great friends that work down there. And that's a really neat area too, the Tampa area. But I'll tell you one of the neatest places, like St. Augustine. That is really pretty. That's almost as nice as Clearwater. I really like Clearwater. But yep. Yeah, I was like, answered them back like, excuse me? I've been working in Florida for like a lot of years. And I've come down to help after the hurricanes and storms. I've been through 2 tornadoes here. While I was in my office, I got locked in. Couldn't leave. Just that quick. That was pretty creepy. And what today? They were spraying something in that damn front office, and it was coming into the back office. Is real bad. And I was shaking so bad, and I was like, man, my health is getting terrible. And I went to go outside, and I walked down the hallway. It was reeking really bad of some chemical. I mean, it was like, you know, poison. Or they were spraying for bugs again or something. I went right up to the front office. I said, you know, the back is reeking of chemicals. And it's making me shake. And he's like, oh, I sprayed some oil. And I'm like, sprayed some oil? I tried to open the window and run the fan. I mean, I opened it wide open. And I was feeling worse. So, I had ordered some to go over there from the taco little thing, Taco Town, and I had to go get it anyway. And I decided not to go right back because that chemical was just really, it was making me sick. I don't know why they can't tell you. Like, hi, I'm going to spray some chemicals here. I just want to let you know. That way you can get out of the building. And most of the time, I can leave my work without a problem, you know, for a little while. Come back. All you have to do is let me know. But this is over and over and over again. I guess when they kill me, then they won't have to worry about me complaining, right? God. Yeah, it's really strange. I've never been around people like that before. I mean, that's really critical. You don't, expose people to stuff like that and danger. I mean, it's just strange. I mean, if it were me, and I already been told about it a few times before from tenants, I would come back to them and say, hey, I got to spray some really bad stuff. Do you think maybe you could leave the building for a little bit or whatever? Or we're going to spray today or tomorrow. So don't come in between these hours or something. Something. Like they do if you're renting an apartment. They paste a notice on your door and go, we're going to bug spray on such and such date. And it'll be between these hours, just like that. But no. They just be spraying stuff any old time. Man. It's bad enough that the other office paid for that toilet in there because we wouldn't fix that for about 3 weeks. That's beautiful. But I don't want to spend any money fixing nothing because I guess the district person will lose their bonuses every month for not wasting money on repairs. And that's just not cool. Just pay the real people to fix it and it's done with. So I don't know. Oh yeah. Well, he said it was oil, and I don't know any oil that smells quite that bad, but still, if you read the labels of these containers, and I'm a print freak. I'm the one that can eat cereal and sit there and read the entire cereal box. I read everything, and any chemical I use, I always read the caution labels. And even if it's oil, most oils that I've ever used, you've got to have, fresh air. You're not supposed to expose people to that. If it was really oil, which I think it was bug spray, I'm like 90% sure it was bug spray, but if it was oil, it might have been that seeping oil. What do you call that one oil that reeks really bad? That's for like rusted parts or whatever it is. That sucker smells wicked bad. It could be that, but it really was very chemical smelling. I forget what you call that lubricant spray that's real strong. So that's why I'm sitting here eating this food. And I got Taco Town. I'm not in my office. I got this free today. But I tipped them though. I don't like to take anything free. So, I hope you guys are having a great day. I was having an okay day before that. Except I didn't work today or yesterday at another job. I got this other side gig I'm doing. And it's like an on-call thing, so you never know when you're at work. It's just if they offer you take the offer, you don't. So I did get one to work tomorrow, which is cool. Yeah, well, I've already been in emergency room over this garbage before. You know? We're going into the 2 hottest months of the year in Florida. Because I have contemplated moving back to my storages and just working out of my storage again. And I would save almost $500 right there if I killed the office. Because, man, it's just not safe. The only problem is that the storages, they got a bunch of boondockers living over there. And I have had problems before with the boondocker on right about the other side of one of my big units that I work out of. That worked in construction, and I opened that door one day and I have a lot of retail clothes and stuff, you know, brand new. Open that door and it smelled like the sewer. And when I rode by there, I told management, I said, you know, whoever's boondocking over there, like, how do you know? I said, because it smells like baking poo-poo. Tell them to empty their stuff out before they leave the unit because it's coming into my unit. That's not even fair. It was pretty foul. I can't afford for that to be on my clothes that I'm selling. Can you imagine somebody sending a message back when they receive an item and go, it smells like the sewer? Ooh. It would be so bad. I still feel yucky. I was hoping just being in fresh air would go away. Whew. I drove one of those. Well, two new Mustangs, one convertible, one regular, the other day at my work. And I'm going to tell you what, I never cared for Mustang. All they were was like a 61 Ford Falcon. No, did not impress me. For years, they were like that. And I'm going to tell you, that sucker was sweet. I heard a crazy story last year about Q-Link Wireless getting raided in Dania Beach. I've never even heard of Q-Link Wireless. But I do know one thing. This lady that's a real big fan of my friend's channel that do the villages. I think their channel's called Villages, Newcomers to Villages, or whatever it is. Um, and she got real sick, and they put her, or she put herself in a nursing home. She's bedridden now, and she loves to watch my friend's channel, and they're down in the Tampa area, and she doesn't have internet to do so, and she really missed the channel while she's been, in a nursing home. She's bedridden. So I sent a message. I'm gonna write her a letter today too. I've got her name and address. And actually, she is located out in Georgia, oddly enough. And so I put a message that she could get that internet like I've got. It's not that great, but she could set that sucker up in her room, have it mailed over there, claiming it's her home. Because you can pick it up, or you can have it, mailed to you in a couple days. And there's no credit check or nothing. It's a free government cell phone provider. I don't know. I've never used any of those. I have T-Mobile home internet that I use in my office, and it's $55 a month. It's unlimited, and it says you can hook up 15 things to it, and trust me, you can. You cannot. It gets nervous on 3. So I never put more than 3 on at a time, because I've tried to hook up more than that, working on some stuff and updating it and stuff. And some iPads and computers and stuff, and it just malfunctions after 3. So you can apply for the neighborhood. At a nursing home, I don't know, because usually they take all your retirement if you want to go in a nursing home. That's usually how it works. Every penny the state sends you, they repo it. If you go to a nursing home, usually how it works. Unless she's got a bunch of money, she's paying to be there. But that's super costly nowadays. I had a friend of mine that owned a few nursing homes that were high end, and they were very expensive. That was back like in the 90s, and I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000 a month to stay there. And I went out to one in Fayetteville, Arkansas that he owned. Oh my gosh, it was like so elegant. I was like, this was like somebody's home in here. Just absolutely beautiful. And he said, well, we just want to make a really high-end nursing home. I said, well, this isn't like a regular nursing home at all. If you've ever been to a regular nursing home, they're really trashy. They're like the lowest grade hospital you could go to. And they're kind of famous for putting pills in the ice cream. Everybody wants ice cream, so they know they make sure to get them all medicated up by sticking it in the ice cream. If they don't eat their food, they'll eat the ice cream. I visited several people in the nursing homes and been offered free lunch or dinner. And then they'll go, would you like some ice cream? I'm like, nope. Thank you for offering to me. Nope. Don't eat the ice cream. Man, I don't need to be eating all this. I'm so hungry. I can't even believe I'm eating it. That stuff made me sick as a dog. I was so sad. I'm like, I'm going to go get this food. I'm not even going to be able to eat it. But I guess not. I'm eating it. I can't get over how nice it is right now. It's almost like a California evening. Really strange because it's been smoking hot. There's a little Willie's Jeep. Boy, are those junky. Oh my gosh, I drove a couple of those the other day at my job. What a piece of garbage. They're the junkiest thing. I thought that car, that there's a car that's like a box car, 94 degrees. It's probably 90, around 90 day, 89, 90. It kind of doesn't feel like it though. Um, we got a little bit of breeze. But yeah, I drove a couple of those brand new Jeeps, kind of like that Willie's one, with the fabric tops kind of stuff and all that mess. Oh my God, pure garbage. I don't know if people can drive that junk. Absolutely terrible. I would be scared to get in a car wreck in that. I mean, like the door was hilarious. It was just like a piece of metal. Pure trashy. I mean, it drove smooth. It's just really spooky because everything's gutted. There's like no headliner. There's like no door cards. It's just kind of bare. It was really scary. I got a friend of mine that flipped one time out in Arkansas. And when they put them back together, and this guy was king of the jerks. He was the most foul, nasty person. And I was up in my office when I saw him jump over. He was going down the little canals and he was flying them, and the thing flipped. And there was like 3 other people in the Jeep. And he landed on his head. They had to put him all back together. And then guess what? He was the nicest guy in the world after they put him back together. Isn't that strange? Literally had his head beat in, and he was nice after that. And that just really scared me. They were riding around with a top off thing, and I was like, oh my gosh. And flipped it, going, like probably 30 miles an hour. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I just drove 2 brand spanking new ones the other day at work. And I know a guy that just got an electric one. What a hunk of junk. And I wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee for years. The Limited or whatever it is. It was real nice. Ah. And I backed out of it because I knew 3 people that had them and they had extreme problems with them. And because they were like I think they were like a Chrysler product or something. They were having really serious problems and were real hard to work on. And then I think Chrysler went out of business and they somebody else took them over or something, and nobody would fix them. But they're real severe problematic cars. They have severe problems. But the regular Jeep things, God, they are trash. I don't know how anybody drives that garbage. I have a best friend of mine wanted a white one forever, and they finally found one online in Lower Florida and drove down from Bama and got it. I don't know. I don't even own something like that. They're trashy. I mean, I don't know what they're selling them for right now, but they're really a trashy car. But like I've always told people, if you're interested in buying a particular car, go rent one at the rent-a-car place and drive it for a few days, and then you can see if you really like it, because that's when you really figure out how good that car is. Because you can sit in it and drive it around the block and think it's wonderful, but after you've had it a couple days and you've driven it the day and the night or in the rain or whatever, or more than an hour, You might hate that car. Now, I've rented, I remember those big giant Hummers. Oh, God, they're really garbage. Those are so mechanically problematic, it's not even funny. It's so pitiful. And I have like two friends that bought the really, really nice ones. They are terrible cars. They have the worst reputation almost on the face of this earth. They're really bad. Humongous price for those Hummers. But, and they're too big for the road. They just barely fit in the roadway. And that's another thing. I mean, so how do you park and driving on the highway is terrible because here all these stupid tourists are playing on the phone and they're driving in both lanes and they weave over into your lane all the time, day or night. It's like, dude, will you pay attention and drive? Lay the phone down. And if you honk at them because they're driving into your car, they get all mad. It's like, hey, wake up and smell coffee. Trying to keep you from getting a wreck and hitting my car. Because they always do. I had a tow truck one time that totaled one of my Cadillacs. That was really stupid. And as a matter of fact, it was a Fort Walton, Florida tow truck. And you know what it was over? I had a flat tire in front of a club. And it appeared that, weeks later, found out there was this black guy that drove a car just like mine. Okay? Just like mine. And the first thing I thought is his wife or girlfriend came out to freaking sauce the tire, thinking it was his car. It was mine. That's what I think. But yeah, it's over a flat tire and the tow truck company was ridiculous. Totaled the car. That was so pitiful. And let's see that car. They totaled it. And I had a friend of mine who used to always buy his cars back from the insurance company and rebuild them. I'm like, isn't that illegal to claim insurance and then rebuild the car? But it's not. You get the insurance to pay you. Then they hire a company to come pick it up and they run it through parts auctions. So if you ask the insurance company, how much is it to buy my car out? They'll offer you a really cheap price, like $200 or $400. And then you just tell them, okay, deduct it from my pay. So whatever they were going to pay you on the car for the insurance, they'll just deduct it off that, send you a check, and let you keep the car and send you a salvage title in like 2 months. You can't do anything with it until then. You still have to keep it insured. Or you lose your driver's license, see. So, and then as soon as you get the salvage title, you could sell it or whatever you want to do. And that's the best way to do it if you got some really good parts on the car that they won't pay for. Because every upgrade, you got to have receipts and you have to go round and round with them and all that. Like I had a $900 Belay grill on my Caddy and $1,000 each rims and all that kind of stuff. And they weren't going to give me the money and all the work that I had recently done on it, which I had receipts for. And we went round and round and round. And I got so tired of it. And I said, what do you want for me to buy it out? How about that? And they're like, $200. I'm like, okay, just deduct it from my check. Because all this we're arguing over is thousands and thousands of dollars. And hell, if I buy the car out, I could strip the parts off and won't sell the rest. Easy. Yep. So that's what I did. Oh, I don't think I could eat any more of this mess. We've got food in my fridge. And I'll get to it because I may go in early to work and see if they'll let me go ahead and work. Try to be slick. I just happen to be in the area. If I can work it long enough, I'll work it all the way to close. But it'd be hard work tomorrow. I gotta do the serious stuff tomorrow. So, out in the heat. This other company that I want to work with, my buddy was telling me, oh yeah, they order our food every weekend. I'm like, huh? They have all this banquet food trucked in and feed their employees free on the weekends. And you're showing me pictures of all this food and stuff. I'm like, will you quit? And it's like, you don't have to pay for that? Nope. He said, I ate twice and I told him so. I was like, you are kidding me. I said, nope. I said, they don't take that out of your check or charge you? Nope. I said, our company treats us good. I was like, my gosh. That's pretty neat. Oh, I need to go back to work. Now it's starting to get just a little bit hot. But probably because I ate that Mexican food with salsa on it. My shaking's starting to go away a little bit, thank God. Oh, that was scaring me. I mean, I was shaking like, an old person with Parkinson's. That was scaring me really bad. And that happens about twice a week to me. So I guess they're still spraying garbage, making me sick. I suppose, unless I'm got some illness, like Parkinson's or something, which would really bite. That girl looks like a girl that would drive a Jeep. It's like a surfer chick from California. Oh, so Elton John, I guess, is in his 80s. He's still doing his concerts. I think he's doing his farewell tours now. Man, I always want to see Elton freaking live. I think I saw him years ago in California, but I was probably too drunk to know because he used to do a lot of free concerts on the beach. And I'm thinking I had seen him like from a real far away distance. But I would have liked to have gone to one of his concerts, man. Because he really dresses for all that. I don't know if he still does that anymore. But he used to wear these big funny glasses and a lot of heart glasses and hats and platforms and cool stuff. He's a superior entertainer. I don't know. After he became Sir Elton, I don't know if he wears all that stuff anymore. But yeah, I was the other day. I was like, I had to look up. No, somebody looked it up. I had made a comment. I said, man, I remember I'm like, when I was a kid and stuff. And somebody commented on there and they said, oh, well, he's like 80-something years old or something. And I'm like, what? Because it is hard to believe that, like this guy's still playing. But he is. I mean, pretty amazing. How that other guy still plays, the piano player, Jerry Lee Lewis. He still plays. And he's ancient. Yeah. There was a cool YouTube vlog of a young guy that went to his house and got to play his piano. And that would be an honor, wouldn't it? You're a huge fan of Jerry Lee Lewis? I really didn't care or know who he was. Years ago when I lived in Oklahoma and somebody came to my house, that was a friend of my Aunt Roseanne's, and he's like, I had some of my uncle's stuff in the shelf that was wrapped, not even unwrapped. And so I had, all this Johnny Cash stuff that was brand new because I thought, well, I better collect it before he dies because he had got cancer real bad and stuff. And I had that in a bookshelf, and then I had like tons and tons of cassettes and stuff. And this guy Bob, he had come over and he said, I think he delivered the card that day he came. I can't remember how that went. And he's a funny character. He lived like next door to my auntie's house on Lake Hudson. And he first thing he says when he looks over, he says, "Oh, you got the Jerry Lee and on there?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do country and western music. The only country western music that I ever really liked is like bluegrass and stuff. I like that. The one with the guy with the fiddle and the guy with the harmonica and all that kind of stuff. I love stuff like that. That really old country stuff that they do, that clogging, whatever you call it. That's fun. It's so happy. I just don't like that crying in your beer stuff. But I mean that one song, that what is it, Great Balls of Fire, that Jerry Lee Lewis does. That's happy. That's kind of fun. But but yeah, that YouTuber kid got to play on his piano at his house. It was so awesome. I mean, what an honor. I play about 3 songs on piano. And I would like to play one of my 3 songs on the piano over there. I sure would. It would be pretty cool. Poor guy, he sure got hell for marrying his cousin. I know a lot of people in the South that did that, married their relatives. And they were all mad because she was so young when he went to England. That really flipped England over. They were really upset about all that. Because to them it's seriously pedophile. But I don't know if you guys know it, but in the olden days, the old Western days and stuff, um, it's kind of a traditional thing in the South, even in Mississippi today. You can be married at 12 in Mississippi today if your husband is, of age. You can be married at 12, but but you have to be married, otherwise it is pedophile. But in the South, it was a very traditional thing to marry, women that were very young, whether you're the same age or whatever, um, for many, many years. I mean, my grandmother was probably married at 13. I don't know. Um, on my daddy's side, because they're Okies. But yeah, it's like once you turn 15, you're an old maid in the South. If you haven't been married or you aren't courting a beau, they call it, then you're like old meat. You're too old, you're aged out if you hadn't been taken by 15 and married or being courted. Yep, that's just a common thing in the South. And not so much in other places. It's a common thing. I mean, it's just like gay. Who cares? Liberace was so scared to tell anybody about all that gay stuff. And even when he was around in the 70s and stuff, who cared? Who cared? God, Anita Bryant was on there and talking about the gay stuff and doing commercials for orange juice in Florida or whatever. And gay people rights, women's rights, all that other crap. Who cared? Just be honest. Who cared? And maybe in the 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe it was a different story. But man, by God, I think by the 70s and up, it freaking, who cared? You know? And he didn't want to tell. He did not want to admit it. And he did not want to take the chemicals for AIDS because he didn't even believe he had AIDS. He thought they were full of caca. If he took the chemicals, he'd probably still be alive today. Because I got a friend of mine I didn't even know had AIDS until after they passed away just a few years ago. And they were one of the longest term treated in Alabama for like over 30 years. That was treated for AIDS for like 30 years. Yep. Yeah, what a great guy, though. God, I love the hell out of him. Super neat people, one of my dearest, dearest friends. Oh my gosh, what a terrific guy. And then somebody called me and said, "Oh, by the way," I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Oh yeah, he was really sick." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then they had to like start telling me, and I was just like in tears. I was like, "No." I said, "Oh yeah, he was sick for years." I said, "That's the one I heard about when I went and had like 8 AIDS tests done because my husband." Oh, that was so scary. Liberace, and he was in shorts in the picture. Yeah, he did the concert with the shorts and the big long fringes and the tennis shoes, rhinestone tennis shoes, and all that. That was a big thing because he wanted to be a cheerleader, and he did a couple concerts like that. They were pretty wild. Everything was red, white, and blue, and all that. Liberace was a hell of a performer. I wished I would have seen him in person. I used to see him on TV and stuff on occasion on talk shows and stuff, and you know, to me, it was just flaming fag, totally gay. And he was very entertaining and really a character. And, it didn't bother me. I mean, I thought he was gay from the get go. But, he wanted to try to hide it forever and ever and ever, especially when his boyfriend, his younger boyfriend, sued him. He was like denying it to the end. But, he's going there for like going through a palimony divorce lawsuit, whatever it was. And he's like admitting he bought this dude, like numerous high dollar fur coats and numerous pieces of very heavy duty gold jewelry and all kinds of stuff. And if that didn't tell you right there, you know, I mean, right there it tells you that they were dating, okay? So, but man, this girl just took off in that Jeep. And do you know she had to slam her door shut as she was driving? I'm telling you, they're a piece of junk, those convertible Jeeps. They're so trashy. God, I thought a Pinto was bad. Or that weird box car. God, that box car, it's like riding a bad ride from Disneyland. Oh my gosh. There's a serious piece of junk there. A friend of mine loaned me one to go to market. My daughter and I got in it to drive down the market. I said, "Oh my God, this is so scary to drive this car." I said, "This is just like the bad ride from Disneyland." Oh my gosh. Remind me never to have a car like this. Yeah. I feel kind of sick to my stomach here. I'm not shaking too much though. Thank God. God, I was shaking really bad. It's not too bad right now. I feel still sicky poopy. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Now it's starting to get really hot, but probably because I ate that Mexican food with the salsa, I might be like overheating a little bit here in the heat, or the wind died down. I don't know. I've been sitting here for about an hour. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm still probably gonna have to open the window wide open when I go back too. The problem is that I got to work at my office for a little bit before I go night night because it's too hot to hang out. You know, I mean, if I go down by the beach, I got a breeze. I guess I could do that too. And just park by the beach and hang out. I could be vlogging or whatever. If it's still pretty chemically in there, it's just I lose so much work time. If I'm not at work, I lose work. Oh, I got to come back to pay my damn internet. It's due tomorrow, but I got to be at work, so I don't want to miss paying the bill. Because I'll just go over to the office over here and just pay it in person. But it ends on the 21st, and I don't know if they'll shut off that day or what. But it's supposed to be paid on the 21st, and it's prepay, so um, I probably need to pay that tonight. Yeah, so I do need to do that. I guess because I gotta go get the bill out of my briefcase. They have no way to look this stuff up. It's hilarious. So I literally have to bring a bill in with me so that I can look it up. It's the goofiest thing I've ever heard of. Usually you can just go in there and say your name or whatever, address, whatever. But no, this company, T-Mobile, is so goofy. So I have to go get the bill and go back to the office there and pay it. And they'll be open kind of late. There's some kind of holiday today. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but like Father's Day was like yesterday. And then like the post office is closed today. And the bank. So I never heard of any holiday right after Father's Day. And Father's Day is certainly not a national holiday, is it now? Because that was yesterday. Because today, my bank is closed and the local post office. hmm So if I'm missing something, let me know. Because I can't think of any serious holiday that's right after Father's Day, which was Sunday. Unless they're making Father's Day a Monday holiday or something, I don't know. If Father's Day is a national holiday, I'd give it to them if they made Father's Day a national holiday. That would be pretty cool. I couldn't believe all the push button cars I drove the other day. All those cars were push button, except for like two. But you still didn't have to turn the key to start them. You just stuffed the key in the hole. My phone calendar, it says today was Juneteenth. What the hell is that? I mean, what does Juneteenth mean? Isn't it like the 20th today? I don't see anything about it. So I don't know what kind of holiday Juneteenth is, but I'm open to anybody has a suggestion of what it might be, and what great importance it is that it actually closes the bank and the post office down. I find that quite intriguing because there's not much stuff that does. You know what I mean? Ooh, I feel yucky poo poo again. That, that might be just because of the heat. I don't know. I hope that freaking smell is gone. Sure as hell won't be. I have to open the window as soon as I get there because I don't trust them. I have to pretty much crack that window all the time because as soon as I start, keeping that window locked, they're spraying some crap back there. And after that two times where they've like fogged me in, where I barely made it to the window or out the main door of the building, I'm scared to death that they're going to kill me in there. And I mean, I really don't want to die, especially that way. That would be terrible. That would be almost as sad as dying in my car boondocking. That would be pretty sad. Which could happen because the next 2 months are critical. The hottest months of the year in Florida. I don't have the gas to relocate to a colder climate. It's going to be really scary. But maybe I'll be blessed with something or other. I don't know. You never know. I guess they don't air out the windows. No, they don't. They just have a front door in that other office, I think. But I mean, they don't think about the offices in the back, man. It's like all cardboard walls. Like, duh. There's no insulation in the walls to those other offices coming from that front main office. None. They just threw that crap up there and rented it as offices. Little offices. And they got a big, like, 2 or 3 foot hole in the wall. It's wide open. That you think is like a filter for the air conditioning system, and it's not. It's just a hole. Boy, they run a brand new Jag. It doesn't even look like a Jag. I think you're wasting your money, Mac. It just kills the look of the Jag right there. It almost looks like a Lincoln. Or a really big Toyota. 4-door. Real strange for that kind of money. Those cars, the old Jag XJs and stuff, I've always wanted one. And I almost bought a Sovereign Jag, a gold-plated black one, years ago that my friend Roland had. Roland Webb. And I really wanted that car, and a buddy of mine said, don't buy it, I had one. I'm like, why? So I want to drive that sucker on the road for work. He said, you better stick with your caddies. And I said, why? And he said, I've had one. He said, they're horrible because when they break down, you have to wait for the parts to be shipped from overseas because nobody has them. I'm like, no way. He said, I'm telling you, you don't want one. And then I found out just a few years ago, about 4 years ago, I found out that most all those old Jags, that like if the fuel pump goes out, that you literally like have to cut the body up and remove a lot of body parts and the fuel tank to get to the fuel pump. That's terrible. We're talking like some welding and cutting here. Yeah. I'm like, well, who wants a car like that? Damn fuel pump blows and you freaking got to dismantle the whole car? That's insane. Why did they make that car like that? I mean, the most popular reason for blowing a fuel pump is if you're running your car on walk all the time. And usually after about 1 or 2 times you run out of gas, you really tear that damn fuel pump up. It does not like it. So it sucks all the trash up that's in the bottom of your tank in there. And it just break it. So try to keep your car at least a quarter tank all the time. I'm not. I can't even afford it. It's terrible. It's like, So gas went down like 10 cents in the last 2 days. Really strange. They're paying like $8 a gallon in California. Mother of God. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, those 2 Mustangs I drove the other day at work, my gosh, they were impressive for darn Mustang. I could not believe it. And then I drove a new, I did a review on it on my YouTube. I drove a new, I think it was a Toyota or something. What was that car? That car was beautiful. It had an incredible dashboard all the way across. An absolutely beautiful sound system. Drove really good. Felt comfortable in the seating. Really nice design. So I just don't like that push button stuff. Because they tend to steal them real easy if you have a push button. The reason is, like, if you put your key or whatever, like on the counter in your house, and you have the car like in the garage or whatever, it's like so many feet away. And all they do is get in the car and freaking start it because the key's nearby. Isn't that weird? Like, we don't want keys. We don't want cars like that now. Where people just get in and go. Okay, I'm going to attempt to go back to my office. And it's still pretty foul. I'm just going to go grab my bill and go pay my internet real quick before I have to go to work tomorrow, because I'm going to try to get to see if they'll let me go in earlier tomorrow. And that way I don't have to worry about that bill being paid, because I got just enough to pay that. That's why I'm so broke, man. I got just enough to pay that bill. I didn't want to miss that. And the next is my car insurance. Because it renews, so I've got to pay it. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. I'm starting to get too hot over here. Woo. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I'll still be alive and won't die of any weird chemicals, okay? Guys, they should be closed by now in that other office. And hopefully they haven't sprayed any more crap. I love you guys. I hope you have a great one. I hope you have a blessed and profitable day today. And I'll see you in the next one. I'll let you know. Love you.